Hello everyone, Gaara here. Welcome to the third episode of Best Designed Hearthstone Cards. Today I want to take a closer look at Tirion Fordring. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Tirion is an 8 mana 6/6 with the attributes Taunt, Divine Shield, and the default effect Equip a 5/3 Ashbringer. And he is a Paladin class card. Tirion is an ideal stabilization card for late game. Tirion is a well-balanced and well-designed stabilization card against aggressive decks in the late game, but also a win condition card against control decks in the late game. Against control decks, he provides an insane amount of pressure with his Ashbringer after his death, but also it provides your opponent to have a form of counterplay with cards like the Harrison Jones, for example. Against aggressive decks, he's the perfect stabilization tool. He provides you a big taunt body with Divine Shield, which is hard to chew through, and after he dies, you get a weapon equipped, which helps you take out the remaining minions of the opponent, and then you can cast spells like Lay on Hands, or play cards like Ragnaros, heal yourself, and take out the remaining opponent's minions. Pretty much stabilize after the aggression of your opponent. It is crazy how well designed Tirion is. It is a classic card and it is played since the beginning of time, and it is played in pretty much every Paladin deck since then. Tirion feels extremely strong but never too overpowered. Let's take a closer look at the playability of Tirion. Tirion has seen play in pretty much every Paladin deck since the beginning of time. We have played Tirion in every Control Paladin version in the last 4 years. We have played it in the beginning together with other finisher cards like Ysera. We have played Tirion in current N'Zoth Paladin lists. Tirion is a key card in current N'Zoth Paladin lists, and also a win condition in non-greedy Control Paladin lists. But Tirion doesn't just see play in Control Paladin lists. He is also played in every mid-range deck, in Murloc Paladin decks, in pretty much any deck you can think of. He's either played in a way where he maximizes the curve from 1 to 8 in decks like in the old Secret Paladin, or in current Murloc mid-range Paladin decks, or in aggressive Paladin decks. He's pretty much played in every single Paladin version. He provides the necessary pressure in aggressive decks. He can be an aggressive card, he can be a defensive card, he can provide you additional resources for N'Zoth Control Paladin lists. He's just a fantastic card in every way imaginable. So even though Tirion looks like such an insanely powerful card, why does he not feel that broken? It's because of the existing counterplay to Tirion. Paladin doesn't really have any super late game cards besides Tirion, and this is a really cool thing. Paladin can't cheat out mana like Druid, for example, so the Tirion will always come down on turn 8. And for a Paladin with not having broken early game in the control versions, it is very difficult oftentimes to get to that point. So it is very deserving if a Paladin has a card like Tirion to stabilize past turn 8. But not just that, control decks usually expect the Tirion to come down at some point and are usually saving their hard removal specifically for that card. There's plenty of different ways to deal with a Tirion. Shaman has Hex, Mage has the Polymorph, Control locks have the Siphon Soul plus Gluttonous Ooze combo. You can Faceless Manipulator it and then silence it with cards like the Spellbreaker. You can take out the Tirion with a hard removal card like the Blast Crystal Potion or the Black Knight, and then afterwards you can use your Harrison Jones, and this is notoriously one of the biggest weapons to take out with the Harrison Jones and then draw 3 cards. And this is like an excellent counterplay which was implemented into the game at the same time as Tirion was implemented. Priest can mind control the Tirion in late game, plenty of existing hard removal for Tirion in the game, and plenty of existing silence and weapon removal. So even though Tirion is such a powerful card and is playable in every single Paladin version, there's so much counterplay existing in the game that Tirion never felt broken, even though he's one of the best cards in the game, if not the best late game card in the game. And this shows you that you can print extremely powerful cards or design extremely powerful cards as long as there is fitting counterplay existing in the game to those cards that gives a very strategic option to both players, especially with cards like the Harrison Jones. This spawns this amazing interaction between two players. The Paladin player has to think, am I gonna play now the Tirion when my opponent hasn't played his Harrison Jones yet? And the opponent is thinking, am I gonna use my Harrison Jones for this Rallying Blade or this True Silver Champion, or am I gonna save it for the Tirion that might come down later into the game? It is a fantastic strategic scenario with no RNG that shows a lot of skill interaction between both players, and I absolutely love it. One of these interactions has also separated some of the best players from the very good players in the past. On top of everything, Tirion is one of the most iconic paladins in the Warcraft lore. Whenever you play the paladin class and you have such a cool playable paladin as a late game win condition, it really gives you this feeling of class identity. You really feel like you're playing Paladin when you're playing the Paladin class, and this is really awesome as well. And this is why Tirion is one of the best designed Hearthstone cards in my opinion. This is it for the third episode of Best Designed Hearthstone Cards. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as well. I'll be back tomorrow with another video, so thanks again so much and see you guys then. Also check out my daily streams, link to that is in the description, and see you guys tomorrow. Peace!